Good. Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the Homestead community. It is the Farm2Table Direct Show morning edition. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the morning crew. I hope all of your Monday is off to a good start so far. I look over here and I see Jack up with me this morning, and Robbie with the Wild Huckleberry and Dyer Family Farm. Glad to see you guys. Seems like just a couple hours ago we were we were all hanging out. But anyway, and speaking of which, today's show, I'm going to go ahead and give that for those who may be checking in later. 15 grocery items hiding more chemicals than nutrients. Good surprise, big surprise there, right? Good morning, Scotty. Glad to see you in with us this morning. I was just saying, it seems like it was just a few hours ago we were all hanging out together on the lives from Sunday night. But anyway, we're going to jump right on over and let's go over and check out Jack's Redneck Weather Report.
Well, good morning, Rednecks. It is 23 degrees, February the 17th, 2025. We got a 7-mile-an-hour southeast wind, making it feel like it's 12 degrees out here. And we're going to get to 46 today. God bless y'all. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Jack, I don't know how fast you ran in the house, but it didn't look like you stayed out long. Good morning, Joy Bartlett. Glad to see you in with us this morning. Oh my goodness! And I'll tell you, that was pretty accurate weather forecast. It is cold out there, getting colder this week. I'm afraid for some of us. So anyway, but yeah, we're off to the races, and we're going to jump right on in and hit today's reality smackdown. Personnel from Elon Musk's Doge arrive at the Pentagon. Oh boy, I can't wait to hear what comes out of there because, man, that's a big time budget and that's a lot of waste. I can almost guarantee it. We'll see what happens in there. They're going to think. I was just reading something, an article tied kind of to that the Republicans in the House and Senate have introduced a bill to repeal an act from 1974. It's basically the Impoundment Act, and what it will do is allow the president the discretion to not spend money that Congress has allocated or approved to go somewhere. It was used back in Thomas Jefferson's era from that forward, and in 1974 with Nixon in the wake of everything, Congress passed this law, and it's been challenged a few times. It's a challenging thing, so we'll see what happens there. But anyway, tied with that, Wyoming identifies first human case of bird flu, and it still continues. We shall see more of these headlines, I suspect. Amazon, North Carolina workers reject the union, handing retailer win in labor fight. So I don't know. So everybody probably has different opinions about the unions. I think they served a purpose at time. I think they probably can still, but oft cases I see where what happens actually is the only people who come out on top of that is the the unions themselves. Are the only ones that that actually the union stewards, the union bosses, they're the ones that come out ahead. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. That would show for a different day. But anyway, and unfortunately, so Kentucky floods. They got a lot of rain. I know some friends of mine live over on the border of eastern Missouri, and they got 6 inches of rain in just a matter of hours. Floods over there. Same thing happened in North Carolina. Anyway, flood claims 8 lives. Water rescue continued. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and share this right quick there. While Robbie said, Jack, did you speak as fast as you could and then slow it down in editing? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I bet that's, at 4 in the morning, that's cold. But anyway, just a little humor there. But anyway, that's the headline starting the day today. Let's move on to this day in history. February 17th. It is President's Day, by the way. Some of us are off work because it's a holiday. Some of us are off work because we just are. Like me, wife was off work and I took the day off as well. But got up anyway early. Got to do what we got to do to keep things going. Anyway, this day in history, February 17th, 1801, U.S. House of Representatives breaks an electoral college tie by electing Thomas Jefferson as president over Aaron Burr. 1878, first telephone exchange in San Francisco, California opens with 18 phones. 1883, Arthur Ashwell patents the vacant engaged toilet lock in London, England, and we've all been grateful ever since. Nothing worse than walking in on something unexpected like that. Anyway, might see something you didn't want to see. 1933, first issue of American news magazine Newsweek is published and still going today. Interesting. 1936, speaking of cold, negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit in McIntosh, South Dakota, setting a state record. Jack, that's an area you travel to from time to time up there in the Dakotas. Yeah, look forward to that. And 1969, Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash record an album that is never released. Probably a good album. Who knows? Anyway, and 1972, sales of the Volkswagen Beetle model exceed those of the Ford Model T, which is quite impressive. And quite frankly, that's where I stopped on Day in History, because as I scrolled through history, there was some sports things that caught my attention. But for the most part, February 17th has been a rather uneventful day. I'd say everything from there forward was just a lot of garbage. I just didn't feel like repeating. So that's our days in here, things that happened on this day in history that caught my attention. So anyway, we are going to jump right into this morning's topic, and this is where it's going to be a little bit interesting. That is 15 grocery items hiding more chemicals than nutrients. Now, those of us that have been paying attention or know a little bit about food or learning about food, some of this may come as no surprise at all, no big deal. There might be one or two on there that hit a sore spot for us in through there. Some of us that are still in the regular food, or I say regular food, the processed foods, and fighting to get off of it. It's kind of an eye-opening list. And I will tell you, I didn't come up with this brilliant geniusness on my own. This is from Homestead How To, which is I guess you call it it's a website that has tips and recipes, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, it's a place that I found it through an article, and anyway, I just like it. But it's 15 grocery items hiding more chemicals than nutrients and what to buy instead. This was originally written by Kate Chalmers, published February 12th, 2025. It's on Homestead How To. So give credit to where that is due. And so that y'all understand, I don't want to, I borrow stuff from people, and I always want to try to credit where it came from. That way, one, we don't get in trouble, and two, you'll recognize that it is exactly that. So we're going to get into this, and we're going to work through these, try to slow it down a little bit, go fast enough. But anyway, so get your pen and paper ready. No, there we go. No editing, Robbie, just strong core, temp, and quick feet. Yeah, Jack, that's why we always see you with a blanket or a jacket and long sleeves. Good morning, Tracy. Glad to see you in with us. That is the Garden Kitchen with Tracy. Go over there for some great recipes. Anyway, good cooking. We're going to go ahead and get into this. Let's see. I want to share this screen so y'all can just scroll along. Anyway, she writes, and this is important. Have you noticed that grocery stores becoming filled with foods more about convenience than nourishment? Yeah, that's been going on for a while. From cakes with long shelf lives to microwave meals that never seem to go bad. Many of these products packed with artificial preservatives, flavor enhancers, and chemical additives. The problem is that while they make life more convenient, these ultra-processed foods often come at the expense of real nutrition. Instead of fueling your body, they're loaded with ingredients you can barely pronounce. And that's a fact. I've said that before, that if you can't pronounce it or you got to struggle to pronounce it, it's probably man-made. It ain't anything that is natural. It's easier to think to swap these processed pet for real, nourishing alternatives. And we're going to go through some grocery items that contain more chemicals and nutrients and what you can choose instead. Instant noodles. Now, This is one that I'm not particularly an issue for me. I just never have cared for the old ramen noodle and the instant noodle and everything like that. Uh, but I do remember guys I was in the military with loved this stuff. Other places, and I know that my daughters they dug this stuff out for a while. Uh, and oh, there we go. And let's see. Yeah, let's jump back over here real quick. Anyway, so instead it says instant noodles are a bit of a guilty pleasure in their house. Was for my kids. They weren't about a pleasure, but they were something they used. Contain more artificial ingredients than actual nutritional value. Many brands contain flavor enhancers, preservatives, unhealthy oils that have little to no benefit for your body. And basically, it's all been made. It says whole grain or rice noodles, homemade soups or broths with fresh ingredients, natural spices and herbs for flavor. Um, we're going to jump off past that. We don't need to do that. But yeah, it's as you can see, it's yeah. To me, that don't even look good, but whatever. Uh, all right, next one. This one's no surprise. Processed meats. Look at that big old hot dog with some mustard on it there. Uh, Now, get this: the World Health Organization has classified processed meats such as bacon, sausages, and hot dogs as a Group 1 carcinogen. That's the same category as tobacco and asbestos. Think about that one for a minute. Same, they put the WHO, which I don't always agree with, but they got their issues. But they put as well as an increased risk of cancer. Regularly consuming processed meats with high levels of preservatives and sodium can also contribute to heart disease and high blood pressure. Huh. That does explain so much about what I go through right there. That's quite interesting. I didn't. Huh. How about that? Maybe that's the secret to my high blood pressure. Anyway, interesting thought there. Replace processed meats with freshly cooked cuts of meat or poultry. Uh, she writes plant based meat alternatives. I cannot endorse that particular statement. Sorry. Uh, anyway, artisan meat products without artificial preservatives. Uh, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Fancy carving, I guess, or sliced up a certain way, whatever. But the freshly cooked cuts of meat or poultry, that's really where that's at. Or pre cook it yourself, whatever. But don't, not buying the junk. Now, uh, that's just a thought on that one. But like I said, I can't endorse plant based meat alternatives. Sorry. Uh, Number three, chips and snack foods. No surprise here. And unfortunately, this is like kryptonite around my house. Uh, we buy a lot of chips, mainly tortilla, and occasionally the old wavy lays for some ranch dip. Like I said, bad habits. Chips, other packaged snacks, and high levels of artificial flavors and colors and preservatives. Yeah, I'm pretty sure about that one. Also, fried in unhealthy oils, which can contribute to weight gain and inflammation. Didn't tie it to the inflammation, but I definitely know about the weight gain. My waistline can attest to that fact. Says to replace it with homemade sweet potato or kale chips. I don't know, maybe. Fresh veggies with hummus, or guacamole. Yeah, two things I don't particularly. Anyway, whole grain crackers, I can do that, and homemade popcorn. Interesting. So, yeah, there's some good ideas. The homemade popcorn, I think I've had that before, and I've had homemade chips before. So, yeah, not too bad. So, anyway, next up, no surprise here either, sugary breakfast cereals. The meals of convenience for kids around the United States. Uh, Quick breakfast option. Favorite breakfast cereals are loaded with added sugars. Kind of knew that one. Artificial colors and preservatives. That Captain Crunch just ain't look so healthy anymore. But it's definitely not a healthy way to start the day. We can replace that with oats or overnight oats with fresh fruits and and nuts. Whole grain cereals with minimal added sugars. Greek yogurt with granola and berries. Or homemade smoothies with vegetables, fruits, and proteins. Uh, okay. Thank you for that explanation, Jack. I want to go back up to me. I'm having to read that. Reading that, reading chat ain't always either the same thing. Artisan meat products means you make it yourself. Put that up for anybody who may be watching. Uh, okay, interesting. Make it yourself. All right. So DIY meat. Okay, sounds good. DIY food products, meat products. Sounds good, Jack. I like that. All right. Let's see. Candy and sweets. Again, no big surprise, but man, what a yeah. Anyway, please first of all, please don't have me burst your bubble, but your body harm and good every time you eat a sweet treat. Candy and sweets are packed with sugar, artificial flavorings, preservatives, minimal nutritional value. I didn't know they had nutritional value. Excuse me. Should replace candy and sweets with fresh or dried fruit, dark chocolate, homemade energy balls with nuts and seeds. That place I talk about all the time, Clean Cooking, that I get food from, they have the homemade, like the little balls, stuff. Not bad, a little dry sometimes, but not bad at all. Anyway, boy, this one's not a surprise. Prepackaged meals. They got the old Impossible Burger. But I told you I can't do the plant-based thing. Anyway, what? Things jumping around. I apologize. Oh, anyway, let's see. Prepackaged meals from the freezer or chiller cabinets often loaded with artificial flavorings, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. They might be quick and easy to prepare, but lack the freshness and nutrition of a home cooked meal. Yeah, that's kind of yeah. I'm a little guilty on the old roast packages and stuff. That's the worst. It's for some of the chicken stuff, but homemade freezer meals. So in other words, you make it and you freeze it. Batch cooked stews, soups, or casseroles. Uh, so making your own simple slow cooker dinners and one pan meals. Yeah, get all that stuff and make it. Yeah. Here's one. Let me see where we're at here. Let's see. Scotty says he does. I do the homemade popcorn. I have a pan with a handle you turn to rotate the kernels during popping. I remember doing that when I was a kid. My mom we had a almost like a wok kind of pan, and we'd make popcorn with that there in the house. But anyways, I do remember doing that. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. I seen one up there I missed. Loaded with salt. Yeah, it's all loaded with. Scotty said they're loaded with salt. Talking about some of the pre-prepped foods and stuff like that, and snacks. Yes, they are loaded with it, and that's why the blood pressure jumps up so high. Here's one. This one might hit a little close to home for some. Flavored yogurts. Boy, don't that list look good right now? Anyway, uh, yogurt itself a healthy choice. Flavored yogurts often contain high levels of added sugars, artificial colors, and preservatives. Replace them with plain Greek yogurt with fresh fruit and a drizzle of honey. That don't sound bad either. Or dairy-free coconut or almond-based yogurt with homemade fruit jam. I don't know about dairy-free. I don't know about that. But anyway, just my two thoughts on that. Ah, this one was a go-to forever. Instant mac and cheese. Everybody likes to buy mac and cheese. It's so simple, so easy. Cut up some of them artificial hot dogs and put them in there. Well, you really got a thing. Anyway, uh, there we go. Breaks their heart as instant mac and cheese reminds us of simple childhood pleasures. However, this convenient food is low in nutritional value. Artificial cheese powder, preservatives, and flavor enhancing make a poor choice for fueling your body. Replace it with whole grain pasta with a homemade cheese sauce, cauliflower mac and cheese. Okay. Simple cooked pasta topped with grated cheese. Now that I can kind of, okay. Anyway, I can see that one. But yeah, everybody, I think we remember the old Kraft Blue Box or maybe the generic, but anyway, yeah, good old mac and cheese. All right, prepackaged bakery goods. I think we know what we're talking about here. The breads that you see in the aisles and stuff like that are in the plastic bags and all this other stuff. Yeah. Anyway, if I'm making you hungry this morning, I guess this is what it's all about. Anyway, prepackaged bakery goods have an impressive long shelf life. That secret is high levels of preservatives, along with artificial sweeteners and trans fat, make store-bought pastries and donuts a poor nutritional choice. Now, listen, the breads and stuff are one thing, but if you went into that store thinking that those donuts or pastries were a nutritional choice, well, you might have been confused out the gate. I think we all know when some of that stuff we know it's not a good idea. But it says you can replace that with homemade muffins or baked goods, freshly baked store-bought pastries, and healthy granola bars or oats and cookies. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, fresh baked is always better. Uh, Back to the popcorn. Jack said he Jiffy Pop popcorn cooker. Man, I remember those Jiffy Pops. I've seen them once in a while at places, but I haven't a Jiffy Pop in a long time. Oh man, that brought back some memories, Jack. Thanks. Yeah. Anyway, I lived in Germany for a few years and stationed there with the military. And one of the things that I did notice was that when I was there, there's bakeries all over the place. So you could get up in the morning and go down to the bakery right there, real close somewhere, and get fresh bakery items, and that was really nice. And they had these pretzels that I kid you not were, I mean, like a steering wheel or hubcap pretzels. And they were huge. But go down at the end of the day, they're having to get rid of stuff. You can get some pretty good deals if you wanted to take stuff home. But anyway, yeah, that was the leisure there. And it'd be nice to bring that back. Processed cheese. Yeah, that's a challenge there. Anyway, sliced or spreadable processed cheese is made using artificial flavors, emulsifiers, and preservatives, making it just about as far away from traditional cheese as you can get. Yeah, there is a difference. Replace it with natural cheeses like cheddar or mozzarella and nutritional yeast to add cheesy flavors to dishes. Uh, okay, interesting on that last one. I hadn't thought about that. But yeah, there's definitely a difference between cheese. And those of you, some of y'all like David and Holly Lacey and different ones that have a dairy, they take their milk and they make it into cheeses and stuff like that. Yeah, they probably know better about that. But and that's probably good stuff. The good old condiments, number 11. Packaged condiments like ketchup and mayonnaise, oh dear, high in sugar, added sugars, artificial preservatives, and unhealthy fats. Undoubtedly enhance the flavors of the meal. For those who don't know, ketchup is the duct tape of the food world. Yeah, I mean, the ketchup just makes it taste. Yeah, that is the duct tape of the food world. Uh, take something good, make it better. Take something bad, and make it tolerable. But it is unfortunately no nutritional value and pretty unhealthy. Uh, Homemade ketchup or mayonnaise. Now there's something to look into. Guacamole or hummus, olive oil based dressings or mustard, and fresh salsa or satsuki. Satsuki, I guess that's what that is. Anyway, uh, Jack said we used our Jeffy Pop several times a week. Yeah. Um, let's see. Scotty wrote, this can't be for everyone because some can't do whole grain. I mean, I was born with one kidney and certain things I can't have. Yeah, and you're right, Scotty. I know that a lot of this stuff is selective, and there's things that unfortunately, it's not a one size fits all. That's something that is a fact and makes it a challenge when you have a medical issue or a certain type of situation like that where you have to watch. And so it does mean where you have to it takes a little more work, a little more effort, and that's stinks on one hand. I get that, and that's why, like I said, you do have to be responsible. I will say, Keith and I say, you have to be responsible for uh, your own diet, your own health, in the sense of knowing what you can and can't do and what doesn't work, and it can't be for everyone. You're right. uh, Lists like this are a little bit generic, and so sometimes you do have to do that modification. And it's able to work through that, trying to find other alternatives. But yeah, whole grain, yeah, some people can't do those things. You're right. Uh, Robbie puts down, Sonia started making our mayo with avocado oil. Interesting. That might be an interesting combination. But anyway, let's see. Let's get on down here. We got 3 more to go, a couple more minutes. I don't think that's a surprise. Energy drinks, those things are bad out the gate. Yeah, I said not much surprise. Packed with caffeine, sugar, artificial flavors, preservatives, can cause energy. Uh, crashes and contribute to dehydration. Love the ads. If y'all can see that ad popping up that was popping up down there for Casey's Pizza while I'm talking about things you shouldn't be eating. But anyway, cause energy crashes, contribute to dehydration when consumed in excess. I can't do those. I can count on my hand twice that maybe 3 times I've done energy drinks, and they don't do well with me. And now that I've got a heart issue, I won't touch them anyway. Replace energy drinks with herbal teas or green tea, homemade smoothies, coconut water, fresh fruit and vegetables. Yeah, okay. I don't think it quite, probably tell you, I don't know. People most drink that stuff is exactly for, the high caffeine boost, high sugar boost, but these are still better alternatives, definitely healthier. Frozen French fries, number 13. Not surprised there. Pre-packaged for high and unhealthy oils, preservatives, artificial flavors tended to be deep fried, lowering their nutritional value even more. Listen, I'm a deep fried guy. As far as I'm a French fry guy. I like French fries, and that's bad. But it says replace it with baked sweet potato fries with olive oil, roasted vegetables like carrots, parsnips, or zucchini, homemade potato wedges seasoned with herbs. Now, I can get down with some of that right there. May have to try that right there. I like that idea. Now, next, you do have a sneak peek. Our Sunday night crew that meets on Red Dirt Rooster Road. This one's a little bit of a tough one, but here we go. Number 14, ice cream. Yes, good old ice cream. Yeah, they even said they were sorry about this one. But store-bought ice cream is often loaded with artificial flavors, stabilizers, high sugar and fat content, make it a less than ideal treat if consumed frequently, like once a night. Anyway, replace it with homemade ice cream or frozen yogurt, frozen fruit sorbet, or Greek yogurt with honey and fresh berries. See the little pizza ad? That's just so funny. Anyway, but yeah, the homemade ice cream, that'd be a neat thing, to keep doing. But and I do like sorbets. But now my wife does yogurt, like the frozen yogurt bar, almond milk bar, that type of thing. But anyway, so anyway, and finally, 15 boxed cake mixes. There's the picture of the Twinkie. Yeah, that's no bueno. And they deep fry this thing in places down around here, state fairs and whatnot. Let me get some of that out of the way. So I've actually come to realize baked cake mixes are a bit of a scam. Not only are they full of preservatives, artificial sweeteners, artificial flavorings, but they're not that much easier than baking cakes, muffins, and cookies from scratch. So replace it with homemade cupcakes, cakes using good quality ingredients, muffins made with whole grains, nuts, and fruits. And I recognize some can't do that, but there are other things to do with muffins. Basically, if you can do a cake, you can do that too. So anyway, I'm going to stop sharing that list. Just some things. Jack's talking about Sonia making it with mayo and avocado. Said Dina makes it that way too. So as a recommendation, it's good for the ketchup thing. So anyway, that was a little list. 15 things. And like I said, no big surprises on there. Some of the suggestions I know may not be realistic or may not even be, it may not even sound good, much less taste good. I don't know, but there might be some surprises. Point of all this is just to, make you think about staying out of the center section of the grocery store a little bit. And I'm guilty of that. I said you can find some of that in my house right now. The old good old MAHA movement, Make America Healthy Again, that is on the move right now. And, of course, Keith and I talking. I'm going to put that up in just a minute, Scott. The stuff that Keith and I started working away, trying to get to the right of our food sustainability list, and less store bought, less processed, that type of thing, getting away from fast foods and things of that nature, which ain't going great, but we'll talk about that later. But in keeping in vein with that, it is kind of the reason of this list. I come across it, and I thought, it's a lot of people probably already know this or are aware, but I just continue to promote the healthier living and showing some alternatives that work for some. Each person's responsible to do their own research. Scotty put this up on cornbread and broccoli cakes. LOL. You know, that actually might not be bad. I don't know. That might, there could be worse things. Anyway, Robbie said, "There you go, Scotty." And yeah, good morning to my nephew Cody, who's up early this morning, up and about. Yeah, anyway, that house gets up early, so anyway, good morning. Um, but oh, yeah, Jack, he did have to go there. Yeah. Uh, anyway, so that's that. But anyway, so just some things to kind of help you think about all healthy alternatives. That's all. So anyway, we're going to move on. That is today's content: 15 grocery items hiding more chemicals than nutrients. I said no surprise to some. But anyway, tip of the day. Here you go, Tracy, if you're still with us. Tip of the day: set a goal that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning. That's a pretty good deal. So it makes you want to get up and get going. Set a goal that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning. So there's the tip of the day. Start off the week. All right, we're going to jump right up and start closing this down. We're going to go through some upcoming events. Let me see. They had that. Nope, that's gone. February 21st, 22nd, Homesteaders of Iowa Expo 2025, Ridgeview Center in Ottawa, Iowa. Monty Shrunk, our friend over at the Suburban Sodbuster, will be there. So check out Monty's channel. If anything else, the Suburban Sodbuster. March 1st, Boston Mountain Homesteading Workshop, Chester, Arkansas. That's right in my backyard. 31 days to March 21st, 22nd, Okie Homestead Expo, Mays County Fairground, Pryor, Oklahoma. Tickets on sale now, $50 2-day pass. Can't believe that is basically 30 days away. Jack, broccoli tastes like poison, at least to me. Well, to each their own, Jack, to each their own. Now, I like it with some melted cheese over it, or some type of something with it. Just by itself, I wouldn't want it. But anyway, so Okie Expo right around the corner. A lot of people that listen in on our show, listen in our community this morning will be there. Looking forward to that trip. Anyway, and Arkansas Homesteading Conference, March 29th, Cleveland County Fairgrounds, Rising, Arkansas. That one is $20 for adults, 17 and under free. April 12th, New Beginnings Homestead Expo, Nowata, Oklahoma. Keith and I have been asked to speak at that one, and I know our friend Dwayne Hall is there. I think Stuart and Ashley from Restoration Farms may be there. I know in the past Bridget Nichols from Pharmacy Farm2Table was there, so we anyway, we got a little going back and forth in the chat there over broccoli. What a fight. Anyway, the Shindig Ozark Living Expo, April 25th and 26th, Newton County Fair and Rodeo, Jasper, Arkansas. That same weekend, the Homestead Conference in Waco, Texas, April 25th and 26th. Adults are $99, kids 3 to 17 are $13. That's another packed lineup. Joe Salatin, I know, is going to be down at that one. And, of course, our very own 10 Killer YouTube meetup right here in my backyard, April 25th, 26th, and 27th at Lake 10 Killer, Oklahoma. I know that was discussed last night on Red Dirt Rooster Road. Johnny Gillum came on, gave a lot of information. You can find that information about 10 Killer YouTube meetup on Facebook. And then, but also, if you already know about it, they put out to RSVP to 10killeryt@gmail.com. I'm going to put that in the chat right quick. Let me see here. I'll just say @gmail.com. So they said if you're going, planning on attending, even if it's just for one day or all 3 days, however you're planning on being there, that to RSVP to that, so they kind of have an idea how many's coming, because they're doing breakfast. I think they're doing a couple meals and a potluck. Like I said, there's more. You can reach out to them on that and ask questions, or they don't have a lot posted on that, but it's at the Cherokee Landing campground there, and we're talking about hotels and stuff of that nature. And I know that Johnny Gillum with Gillum Farm said he was going to be putting out more details after the cold snap this week. So anyway, but there is that email address if you're planning on going and you need to respond. They said this year's going to be a little more laid back, more of a relaxed, just kind of reunion attitude. But anyway, moving on real quick. Homestead Festival at Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee, June 6th and 7th. That's a $75 general admission. Kids $17, $25. That's at Roy Feek's place, and is a huge event. And then Ozark Homestead Expo, Marshfield, Missouri, September 5th and 6th, general admission $50. Kids 13 to 17, $15, and kids 12 and under free, but must have a ticket. And let's see, put my page here. Hope they're sticking together. And of course, Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, McAllister, Oklahoma, September 26th and 27th at the Southeast Expo Center. It is our very own right there. Many of us are involved in the board committee on that, the planning, and last year was great, and this year is shaping up to be awesome. I will be speaking at that one along with several others that are part of our community. It'll be a great weekend right there, September 26th and 27th. And of course, our final roundup, Homesteaders of America Conference 2025, Front Royal, Virginia, October 10th and 11th. I believe tickets are still on sale. Have to check that out. Homesteaders of America Conference. You can put that in your Google machine. They were selling out. They're getting pretty low on numbers. So anyway, but that's that. And yeah. Oh, Scotty, taking a shot across the bow. Nina going to make you a broccoli pizza for dinner tonight. Don't give Nina no ideas. She'll probably do it. But anyway, love y'all guys. Y'all will crack me up. Broccoli should be on your list. That list of bad food. Is what you? Yeah. I don't know. If it's in the right stuff, I like it with like chicken. I even like it with brisket and stuff like that. Hey, good morning there, Clyde. Glad to see you in there. Oh, Clyde from Let's Have a Cup of Coffee. Jumping in and saying hi. Good morning. Glad to see you up and at it this morning. I hope you've had your coffee there, Clyde. Hadn't made mine yet, but I'm about to go there because we're about to wrap this up. Because this is a wrap for today. On the Farm2Table Direct Show Morning Edition. Thanks for joining in as we explored headlines or stories, articles that's impacting our world now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with friends, subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected and help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Anyway, Clyde, you're going to start coming in and join us in the morning. Look forward to your participation if you're willing to get up and be here with us in the morning if your schedule permits. But anyway, so folks, we're going to get on out of here. We're up on that. We're over on time. But anyway, until next time, keep your roots deep and your vision growing. Good food starts with great people, just like y'all. And remember, we are #stronger together. Be a blessing to someone today. And folks, we will see you on the other side. And before we go, we're going to let Jack have the last word. I like broccoli on someone else's plate. There you go. And Scotty says his hate is Brussels sprouts. Yeah, those greens are sometimes a challenge to get used to, but a little bit of homemade, melt a little cheese, and that tends to do it. Anyway, I think Robbie's into the healthy. He's always on the if cooked well, sprouts are good. Yes. But anyway, guys, the chat is great. We sit here and talk about all these healthy foods, and I'm glad y'all are going back and forth in the chat. That's usually where the action's happening. But anyway, I'm going to hand this over to our good friend Hank to take us on out of here. Guys, y'all have a good day, and we will see you all tomorrow.
No humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.